Hey guys, welcome to this week's Meet the Collection. This is a snake I'm gonna have to be a little careful with. This is Morticia, and she's gonna be off screen probably a little bit more than usual on here. She's just doesn't really enjoy being out of her cage very much, so I'm very careful about it, and I kind of, work at it how she's comfortable. So she's much different than her sister, who is Voodoo Queen. Voodoo Queen's very relaxed, handles any situation well. Morticia's a bit more high strung. She's usually okay with me handling her. She does not like going outside at all. She does not like natural surfaces. She's very uncomfortable out there. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just not something she's good with. Whereas she's perfectly fine inside usually. She doesn't like a bare tub. There has to be paper there. She'll go under the paper on her own, but if you put her in an empty tub, she'll thrash around and freak out until you let her out of there. And she doesn't always respond well to it. She will take it real personal. And I'm just gonna cross up around the camera here. You can see the black underneath their chin, which is really a cool feature. Unless, of course, you have mites in your collection, at which time it'd probably be a nightmare to try to figure out what's what. All right. So, like I said, she gets very high strung, and usually you can feel it in her body language. She's a little bit edgy right now, but not too bad. Like I said, she's usually pretty good with me. She doesn't give me as much of a problem, but she definitely does. If you put her outside, I have videos on my Instagram, I think, and on Facebook, where you can see her as soon as she's down in the grass, she just freaks out, she hates it. Every year I try, hoping, this will be the year she'll get over herself and it'll be okay. No. This year what I want to try is putting her down on paper out in the grass and see if she's okay with the surface. It'll still be wide open outside or whatever, but it would be interesting to see if her reaction isn't so much to the grass and it's actually just the wide open nature of being outside. I haven't really played around with her reaction enough to gauge what exactly is causing it. It's easy to assume you're putting her on the grass, it's the grass, but it could just be it's so wide open out there and she's nervous. She's always fine outside as long as I'm handling her, but once she does freak out, even if I pick her up, it doesn't calm her down. She's still very edgy at that point. And I still need to usually move her into something and get her back inside as quickly as I can. Now she's starting to get a little bit irritated now, but nothing too extreme yet. Just, wants to go do her own thing, and I'm restricting her for the sake of you guys seeing her in the video. So as I said, Voodoo Queen is her sister. So she is also out of Incognito and Tux. And the little kids that you guys have seen, you've seen at least one of my younger females, is also a sibling just from a different season. I thought she was peeing, it was just her tail. So they are direct siblings essentially, just not clutch mates, whereas her and Voodoo Queen are clutch mates. And then her and Black Magic would be half sisters. They share the same father but different mothers. She's very dark because of her mom more so than her father. And you can see she's starting to back up in my hands right now. This is where she's starting to not feel so comfortable. So what I have to do is try to change things up in a way where she starts to feel a little bit more relaxed again. I'm trying to keep her in a position where I don't get swung and hit in the face here, just so you guys can check her out. And I also don't want to stress her out, so if she gets to that point where I really feel like she's upset, I'm going to put her away. But you can see her tongue flicks are still, fairly okay right now. She's not overly freaked out. She's just, she's just a weird snake. You raise her and Voodoo Queen together. They were born together. They're from the same genetics. Everything's the same. She's never had some bad experience. The weird thing is she's always been fine at programs, and I can let anyone handle her and she's fine. She's not weird about different people or anything like that, at least not in the past. She's just weird about outside. And I think part of me knowing that, I probably read more into her behavior sometimes inside than is actually there. Like when I say right now, she seems like she's getting a little nervous. She's probably not even really that nervous, but I'm just so in tune with the fact that she does get upset that I'm kind of trying to be proactive and not push her to the point to where I see a direct upset reaction, because that's not what I want for her. I want her to be okay with me handling her and be confident and trust me. And violating that trust does not really help you build the relationship that you want. But she's a great snake. I just leave her be most of the time. She's really pretty, and I know the lighting is making her look dull and not as nice as she can be. Unfortunately, I don't know that I'll ever be able to get a nice video of her outside for you guys to see. But I will try that experiment this summer, and maybe I'll do a video on it, you know, playing around and seeing if I can get her to be comfortable outside with a different surface, and maybe eventually figure out how to get her to, you know, feel like the grass is okay and it's not like her bitter enemy. Where are you going? Going off camera there again. But she's got some pretty cool whites still, which I don't mind. It's the brown that I don't really care for. I like the black and white together. So I don't mind that you can see some pattern there. I think it's pretty cool actually. And you can even see some, you know, you can see a little brown there, but her browns are not brown. They're more of like a blackish brown. So I'm cool with that. And she still probably color up a little bit over the next year or two. But we hope to have her ready to breed, not this season, but the following. Incognito's not a big female and Tux is not a big male. So while she looks pretty small, it's a pretty small line of snakes. So I think she'd get a little bit bigger. She'll fill out a little bit more. But overall, I don't expect her to put on a ton more size. You know, I always keep them lean and mean. You can see some more of that white down there. But, you know, typically with short tails, you worry about having them off the ground and having that make them uncomfortable. That doesn't seem to bother her. She seems to find, you know, discomfort, like I said, outside. And I've had once or twice where she was in my hands outside and something overwhelmed her. So it might just be the change. It might just be the amount of space that's around her, smells. It could be so many different things. And because I haven't done enough work with it, I really don't know what it is. I just don't want to stress her out much, so I try to avoid it. I do like the sheen she has. It's a lot like her mom, too. You know, I think you can see that a little bit where she's like real shiny. It's kind of cool. But that is Morticia. I'm going to put her away since she did such a great job. We will catch you guys on Saturday, more than likely, with a video. Depending on the weather, I may push it back to Sunday. I think Saturday may rain. If it doesn't rain, what I want to do is get the whole clutch I just had outside and do a video going through the clutch a little bit, showing those off to you guys, maybe explaining what I'm looking at and looking for in holdbacks. And then also, you know, it just allows them to color up for a couple days. The first couple of days, they color up really nicely. They already look fantastic. Not that they didn't look fantastic when they hatched, but they look even better already. So I'm pretty excited for that. So that's my idea that I think I'll do for Saturday. And then I already have something planned for next Tuesday as well. So we'll get that up. Don't forget, as always, you guys can see behind me, I've got stickers if you're still interested in stickers. I have plenty more. I have to save some for snakes that are going out, but I do have enough for people that are interested. As always, like, subscribe, comment. I try to answer every comment if I can, or at least like it if it's just something saying, hey, great snake, or something like that. But I always love input. I appreciate you guys. We will see you. Let me try to see if I can do this without her getting upset.